All right. Okay, did all that. Get the bags under her eyes. Hello again. Do I usually have them at 70? This can be answered. Let's see. Yeah, it's at 70. Do. No worries. You know it's fine if you guys miss my streams. I'm not like beholden to you. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you missed my stream. You're never gonna come back again, or I don't know, you owe me gold. Should I have this at 70 or should I? Not that big of a difference between the two. I do want to lessen the lines a bit. Don't give her so many. Or not make them so high up. There we go. That's better. And just make them look more natural. Does her head look a little off? Probably not as poofed out as it normally is. Looks all raggedy. And she's kind of in like a slumped stance. Could also be the position of her hair, so maybe I should raise this side up a bit. So it could be this. That way it kind of rounds out her hair a bit more. Because she actually has like 4 strands that go like this. That are on her head. Maybe I've got like another stray. Need to clean up her hair more. Probably. I'll probably just have it at an angle. Kind of like she's like more looming forward. I'm gonna keep it that way though, because that's like the whole point of it, to look like she's off. I do need to clean this up. I did not realize how short these tracks were. That's good. I'm glad you had a good birthday. Becky's not wearing her makeup, so she doesn't have the eyeliner on her. Or the eyeshadow. Blah blah blah. Technically, her nips would be a bit lower. Her breasts would be more like this. This would be about right over here. Let's shape this a bit better. Okay, so now that we have this, let me just look and see what I did to the others, so I can keep it consistent. 8.4 is what I did to that. Alright. Do it this way. There we go. Though I probably want to thicken the lines a bit more. I should probably do it this way. And then do it this way. a 7 does. Oh yeah, that's better. So I'm not happy with how I did these. I have to touch those up myself. You can imagine Pax being prepared and having hangover. I know, right? Like he's after a certain point, he's probably used to Becky having her hangovers. Question: have you drawn characters with longish muzzles wearing braces? I probably have in the past, like probably some older character that I haven't uploaded. But the only other character I can think of currently that has braces is Stacy. But she doesn't have a long muzzle. I could see Becky probably having braces at one point in her life due to the shark teeth. But then, you know, realizing that shark teeth kind of fall out and then replace themselves, or whatever the fuck her anatomy, how her anatomy functions. She's part reptile and they can regrow their tails. So kind of just depends on how her body functions. And then she has a bit of a defect where her body generates milk or produces milk despite her not being pregnant, so that might be a factor. Yeah, her muzzle's short. Yeah, I could see Becky like at first getting braces, but then all that does is just add more insults coming from other people. So she probably later refuses to wear them. And that's like one thing that she can actually control. So unless it gets forced on her, that's like the one thing she can refuse to do. I just want the white to properly cover. There we go. There we go. So this is our initial look, at least. Let me look at how I did this one. I could probably make it a little bit bigger to take up some space, but I think this is fine. I think on my own time I'll do the mouth and then her eyes open and closed. Maybe have like some floating bubbles around her to further indicate that she's drunk or hungover. Seeing a super nerdy Becky with big glasses. Well, canonically, she would probably be younger, having glasses and braces, because obviously she would need the glasses because of her eyesight. So she would probably have big ones in the beginning to help her eyes focus. And then the braces would be a thing. But growing up, she just completely refuses to do certain things due to her past and all that stuff. Canonically, yeah, she would be probably, I don't know, probably younger, either, I want to say, like, I don't know, like 7 to 10 or up to I would say maximum 13. Sounds like the range she would be in if I was thinking canon. Because she leaves home at like 16. Yeah, I know, older people can still wear them, but she is definitely not the type to be wearing them when she's older. Could always be like a costume or like just a random piece of artwork that I can do, sure. So, I'm not against that. I want to put a few more stray hairs on her. Because I feel this spot is pretty empty. Maybe not a few more, maybe just this one. There we go. Now she definitely looks like she's done. She looks like you, like, annoyed her out of bed to answer the door. And then she finally gets to the door and is just like some bullshit she doesn't care about. She just slams the door and then falls back to sleep. Oh yeah, I could totally see her dressed up as a nerd just to play off of the whole simp mentality. Just look at you like you're weird. She'd be like, she'd be like, do I really have to wear this? Like, I could say it's like some promotion for her job or something. She's just like Pax would probably be like, come on, Becky, like you're the only one who can pull this off. And she's like, I can pull it off, but for the wrong reasons. And she'll just point it out. She'll be like, this isn't to promote the store. This is just to get these horny bastards to come in here and spend money. And then I don't know, maybe Pax would be like, cut her a % or something, just so she will do it without bitching too much. And she would know exactly what to do too. So she would like wear the outfit, bunch of horny nerds show up. She talks to them for a bit, and then does the whole oops, drops something, turns around, bends over her fat ass in front of him, and they're just, you know, going like hell yes. And let's be honest, we'd all want that. Good, I'm glad I inspire you. How do you think I feel when I watch inspiring cartoons or looking at artwork that I just get in awe about, or reading comics? Like this is how I grew up, just constantly being inspired by all these cool things. And they were like just the right amount of interesting, cool, and like amazing art styles and stuff like that, that it didn't seem off or like something was missing. It was just like a perfect blend of everything. And that's how I always want to treat the things I work on. I want it to be in that interesting middle point that I always felt. Oh yeah, I should put the whites in her eyes. Not gonna get all fancy with it, just put it there. There we go. Alright. So that's her. If I feel like getting more fancy with it, I will in a later time. I could see her do it to tease packs for making her do. Oh yeah, she would definitely tease packs after a certain point. She would tease the whole gamer shorts being too far up her ass. Like, she would definitely make him blue ball him for the whole day or however long the promotion is. And then finally, when it's time for her to not have to wear it anymore, that's when she's like, alright, you can tear it off. Okay, and I save this as a different file so I can delete these. Don't need them anymore. Save. And then I'll just have to make a copy, have her mouth open. I'll probably change up her eyes to make her look more like she's having a hard time keeping her eyes open. And then of course the blinking animation. So yeah. So anyway, that's Becky for now. We'll close that. Oh no, flash this for a moment, sorry. Let's see, open. Let's do something new. Let's see. I feel like she might be drooling slightly like a Rick. Maybe. It would kind of, I would say at that point it would kind of depend on what alcohol she was consuming. Another Wheel of Fate. Not tonight. Maybe if I do another daytime stream, can do a Wheel of Fate thing. Oh yeah, I forgot to post about Acicast. I'll have to do that after the stream. Who to draw, who to draw, who to draw. You know what, maybe I'll update another Adopt, so that way they have official art. And the question is, who? Maybe. Not against this character. Looking through them all, because unfortunately, like, I would normally put them on stream, but unfortunately not all of them are clothed. Let's see, some... Sure, why not? We can do this one. Give this one an updated look. Or, you know, the way I would draw it. If you want to draw something new, draw me fat ears. Yeah, it'll be a while before I open for commissions again, because I still have to do the ones that got auctioned, which isn't that many, but still have to do them. Okay. Quick brush. Let's do 30. MLP Gen 4 Spike vibes. Probably. That's probably where they got the idea from. I wouldn't be surprised. Alright, how are we gonna tackle this? And for the sake of the stream, I will draw them with a top on, but I would prefer to keep them flat. Then again, I don't have to show them with like nips or anything, because there are reptile characters that don't have that. So yeah, I'll just do that. It's not like it's necessary for the character. Give them some flat justice. Earlier brings the question, do you have any character that fits Has-Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss? In what way? Like, what, is there a specific way you're thinking of? Like, it would appear in the universe as a sinner, royal demon. Probably. It's so, I mean, that's kind of vague, because it's like, if we're going off of how Hell of a Boss functions, it would just be a demonic version of whoever ended up there. Or if it's like an imp or a hellhound, they'd have to fit a specific design. If you mean just like straight up take my character and put them in there, then I would say characters like Daylock would probably be there. But she's like her own like divinity and stuff like that. Because like if we're going by Hell of a Boss rules, then literally any character can be there. They just have to shift over. Because despite, you know, Hell of a Boss taking place in Hell, they do a lot of standard mannerisms and social cues and all that. Like, it's not just like a bunch of characters get to do nearly anything they want because it's Hell. It's like, no, they follow rules just like everybody else. I'll do the other side where I am on it. Because I have this part of her mouth go upwards to make it look like she's grinning. Kind of difficult now that I think about it. There needs to be a bigger resurgence of 90s game characters coming back and just, you know, doing what made them popular in the first place. Because we only have like a, not necessarily a handful, but just like only like a fraction of the series that we could have had back then. Even like early 2000s had some decent games that could be further fleshed out nowadays. Like Glover, or Chameleon Twist, or Buck Bumble. Speaking of which, we should listen to that later. Alright, so the rest of her mouth is going to be a bit of a challenge. Or, not really, it's a little awkward based on how it's made. We'll round this out for now, just so I can get plates whenever. Just like a reference. Alright, take care. Have a good night. Or morning. Morning, night. Not sure what your time zone is, but I'm just gonna say good night. Fucking love this song. Oh yeah, these need to be much bigger. Okay, so I would say this is one of the best songs in the game, or even the series. There we go. Thick eyebrows. Let's see. So let's get the rest of her mouth put in. Try to smooth this out a bit. Apply it to this side. I think we'll keep the roundness that the original had. I feel older games had like more of a mysterious, dark vibe to them. Because there's always like levels that were just like they felt isolated, or like some kind of strange abyss. Because like this music kind of has that vibe. On her eyes. Make your nose open more noticeable. Okay, so frills. Get the initial shape and then we can mess with it. Put those there until we figure out where we're going to put the horns. That would be much lower. Okay, so assuming this would be like that. Let's have this horn over here. So that way this is in front of it. Actually, I think the horn would probably just be underneath it. So this, realistically, would probably over there. Could probably pull it out just a bit. So that way it doesn't seem too awkward. This side would probably be more to the back, but if I'm going to try to make it visible, probably like this. Probably like that, like if she's facing forward, it would be like this. And then the smaller ones would be like up there. Then you got her frills kind of doing this, kind of this going on. So I'm just gonna make it visible, even if it logically wouldn't be that way. McLig, thank you for the follow. No, not doing requests at the moment. I'm not sure when I'd have time to do something like that. Might have to try to think of a day where I can do like a request. Just depends on what they are. Let's get this squared away. I think I'll have this hand curled and then have the other hand open. So how are your thumbs? Your thumbs are like doing that. There we go. Our patterns are going to be a pain in the future. Try drawing them this way for now. I can always remove them if I don't like them. No, I am not taking requests at the moment. Let's see. Got some thighs. been a while since I listened to this track, but it's immediately refreshing memories of playing the game when I was younger. This definitely sounds like old anime music, and I love it. Now you know how I feel. I like that mark that's on her thigh. I'll make sure to put that in. Likely have her tail going behind her arm. Hard to tell if those are like other scales or if they're just patterns. I think I'll just treat them as patterns so that way she doesn't have too many. No, I've had this one for quite a while. Just getting around to making my own version. Let's see. How long have I had this one? Properties. I've had this one since June of last year. Yeah, there's quite a number I have that I've had for years or so. It's just a matter of me getting around to giving them artwork. Some of which probably won't get artwork until I use them in a comic or something, or maybe the card game. So if they don't show up in a comic, they'll likely have a card at least. Or even like a side art or something. Kind of like how Ko currently just has side art. Let's shift over her hips a bit. I like old N64 music. Kind of gives me like that eerie feel. A lot of like abyssal music. Oh, I should probably save this. That would be the smart thing to do. There we go. I was like, it'd probably be wise if I saved you your artwork. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I finished the initial look. So on my spare time, I'll like do the mouth open and the eyes blinking. And when she has her eyes open, I'll make her look a little bit like she's struggling to keep her eyes open. But yeah, pretty much got it. And then I have her without her makeup on, so she just has no eyeshadow on. And she just looks like she's done. It's like it's like answering the door, glaring at you as you try to speak to her about whatever bullshit she doesn't care about. And then she'll just close the door immediately. And then go right back to bed. Or if she can't make it to bed, she'll just fall asleep on her couch. You'll be like, I'm just gonna fall asleep here. Yeah, I would say Kirby games still give me like N64 vibes when it comes to the music. Oh yeah, I definitely enjoy that too. That's why it's more fun when a character is like, in a more believable state and not just throw them into random shenanigans. Because even though I can make the characters have like, magical abilities and stuff like that, you still gotta put them in a form that kind of grounds them to a degree. So even if they're doing something supernatural, it's at least still believable given their setting and how they act. Like earlier during this stream, we were talking about um, how Becky would be if she had like braces and if she was like in a nerd outfit. And like I was just talking about, how would she act if she realistically had to wear braces when she was growing up because of her physiology. And then as for the whole nerd thing, she could like wear that for her job for like some promotion. And it's mostly just to rile up all the horny men that would probably think she was hot dressed that way. And then she'd probably just tease the shit out of PAX until it's finally time for her to take it off, and she's just like, alright, you can rip it off, and he just, goes to town on her. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like bad eyesight, teeth that are bizarre because, you gotta figure out how shark teeth function. And then then she has to worry about whatever else her body goes through because it's like a jumble of other species. So either it follows the rules of the species she's supposed to be, or it doesn't. And so she has to figure that out. Or like some weird combination of them all. So like for example, does she molt? Does she shed her skin? The way like reptiles do or something, or the way birds do, or is it like a regular wolf and all that? Because she's got part canine on her. And then of course she has the whole lactating issue, which I'll say that didn't probably start happening until she was a bit older, but still, once that becomes a thing, it's like, okay, good, okay, great, she's just a walking kink machine. So you can imagine her growing up in school and then shit like that happening makes all the boys horny for the wrong reasons. which is why she has relationship issues, because potentially they're just people, or men back then who wanted her for different reasons, and she probably matured, air quotes, earlier than most women. So you can imagine her being young, having giant titties. Oh god, I remember this music. This was good times. Yeah, I remember this theme. But yeah, Becky just not having the best experience growing up, which is why she likes being in control of her life. It's like, what? She has to wear braces, and she'll probably not want to after being teased, so that at least gave her some form of control, because she could refuse. Let's dress these up a bit. And that sounds like the end of that. Ooh, could do some knights. Knights had some good shit. And Journey in Dreams. We'll have to do Into Dreams later. Knights had some bitchin' music. I hope they make another Knights game. It's like the game that came, the recent game, or the last game that came out was great. The only downside was that it was on a lesser console, or a weaker console, I should say. Not that that the graphics or anything mattered necessarily, because I personally think it was fine the way it was. But I could definitely see people shrugging it off because of the graphics, which unfortunately has always been the case when it came to like current Nintendo consoles. Where it's always a judging a book by its cover situation. Because it's like, oh, look at the graphics, it looks so bad. And I'm like, god damn it, stop focusing on the graphics. It's not about the graphics all the time. I can say this is like a swimsuit. Maybe there's some kind of cute design. Ball and Wonderland. I would say no. It was more like it has the appearance of Knights, but it definitely doesn't play that way. And then plus all the buggy shit that was wrong with it. It was. I would say Ballin was like a an idea that would have went into the right direction had it been properly executed. But unfortunately, that did not happen. And then like I'll have to look into it more because I didn't play it. I only saw bits of it. But it's like you have Ballin, but you don't even play as him. And by the looks of it, the game had nothing really to do with him. So I'll have to look into it more, but it seems like it was just a whole bunch of like nothing. Like the idea was more interesting than the game itself. But again, I'll have to look into it deeper to see what was there and what wasn't. But from what I saw, it was just kind of like it was an interesting platformer. Had it looked nicer, or not even look nicer, but just like played better. Because I forget what exactly, but there was like certain controls that were a little iffy. But some parts of it looked nice, like the platforming and all that, and the abilities you needed. I thought that was a good idea. Just so we can make sure we get here. There we go. But it's funny how Ballin was supposed to be like the successor to Knights, even though the recent Knights game isn't even, well, I guess now it is that old. It's like 15 years old now. But they could easily do another Knights. But yeah, like Ballin did not play the way Knights did. So it's kind of hard to even say it's a successor when it doesn't play the same way. I think we talked about this before, but how does Becky feel about this new generation of hybrids? I would say she's still annoyed and probably bitter towards them because even though there's a lot of amalgamates around, they don't suffer the issues she did. Like I would say commonly at most. Excuse me, let me drink some water. And I'm out of water, but whatever. I would say that at most you would see people with like, I don't know, I want to say up to 3 different species types in them. Drink water. Like you would see like people with like up to 3 species types on them, and that's like nothing compared to what she had to deal with. Because the other people, it's like, okay, you look, let's just say you look human, have cat ears, and I don't know, angel wings, and that's it. Becky is still 14 creatures put together. So she doesn't get the luxury of not looking weird in comparison to everyone else. And then even though there's like robots and stuff roaming around, she's still the odd one out. So unfortunately, she doesn't have that luxury that others get, where it's like, oh, you know, yeah, I got a shark tail and some, I don't know, butterfly parts coming out of their arms or something, but that's kind of it, and then you have Becky. And then she might notice that the teasing of those type of species is a lot lessened compared to what she went through. Yeah, because like the odds of anyone else experiencing what she's experienced is extremely low. And the odds of her even being able to have like a conversation of somebody who can understand is super low. I would say the closest she has to anyone understanding is probably the Celestials, assuming she would ever come in contact with any of them. But then it's like, even if she were to meet like a godlike creature, you know, what bullshit excuse would they give her? It's just like, oh, it's all part of the creator's plan or some bullshit like that. Or it's like, you know, people are all created, blah 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 blah. Like, and you know, most Celestials probably wouldn't even give a shit anyway. So you have to think of the stance of just like, no cosmic entity could give her a ridiculous excuse on why she's made the way she is. So she probably wouldn't even care. She would just boil it down to like, it's just some shitty excuse to try to make her feel better. Ultimately, she, you know, she controls her own life at this point. And unfortunately, some of her experiences she lets rule her. Okay, so I've got all this. I have these sprites. I'll say this pattern is on that pattern that looks like a tattoo is only on her right thigh. But yeah, like, Becky is just done hearing excuses or bullshit sugar-coated reasons for her to try to feel better about herself. I could see her like if a kid was being teased by how they look or whatever, and she just happened to be nearby, I could see her trying to cheer them up, or at least say some small set of words to try to make them feel better. And she'll probably use herself as an example just so they have something to compare their situation to. And like, I can see like the kids not like, whatever kid's being bullied, I can see the kid not like, you know, teasing her about her looks or whatever. But, you know, the moment is very fleeting. Oh Jesus, what happened? Why am I being raided? Thank you for the raid. I was like, I heard the music and I was like, shit, what the hell is that? Because I forgot I had set that. Ah, God. I was like, shit. I was all tripping out for a moment there. I completely forgot I made that a thing. Yes, enjoy raid cookies. Toss that in the chat just for the fuck of it. There you go, there's some cookies. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow I should be having some more weight gain art to tease people with. There's one drawing I'm working on of Gretchen and Chewy Chewy, so I just gotta color and shade that one, and it'll be ready. And let's make this a little bit skinnier. There we go. With the gluttony one on Patreon. I still need to update Gluttony's look to be more demonic. Much to do. Alright, so there's that. Spikes. These a little bit more pronounced. Oh, if you mean Queen? Do you mean Queen Bee? Because I'm all thinking the other Gluttony, but you're probably talking about Queen Bee. Okay, yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I had to think about it for a moment. But yeah, I had fun doing that one. Do your nails. Never without the floaty. Let's say like put it like over there. We'll see. You too, have a good night. This will be better. So I watched Kamen Rider Gotchard versus Kamen Rider Legend, and I don't know what they're doing, because all Legend is just basically Kamen Rider Decade with extra steps. That's basically what he is. And like, he has DN's ability with summoning other riders, but then he also kind of gives off Geo vibes, and he's even fighting Geo enemies. And I'm just sitting here going like, okay, so what's so special about Legend exactly? Like, what makes him unique? And it seems like the only thing he has going for him so far is just, I guess he sort of amped up other writers to be more, air quotes, gorgeous. But that doesn't really mean anything. And then when he has the ability to turn into other writers, but then all that really does is puts a gold sash on them to make them more gorgeous. But again, I'm just like, and? Because all he is Decade, and I'd rather have Decade, because Decade's cooler. So I really hope they do more with part 2. And then I hear rumors that Legend is supposed to show up in the main show too, which is fine, but again, I want him to set himself apart from Decade. Because if that's all they're gonna do with the character, then we might as well just had Decade. Even if we can't get the original actor, it's just like, just make it Decade. And then, judging from the teaser of part 2, he's supposed to turn himself into Decade as well. And again, it's just Decade with a gold sash with jewels on it. And I'm like, okay, but why are we not using Decade? Although, if we're going by canon, technically the real Decade is currently dead. And the Decade that we do see, because there's 2 versions, there's the one that Legend turns into, and then there's the one that's a summon. And you know it's a summon because he's wearing the white version of his driver instead of the pink one, or magenta. So you know it's not the real Decade. But again, they're doing an odd... They're making odd choices with what they're doing with the character so far. So I'm just very curious on what the idea is. Because seriously, after Decade versus Geo, they like dropped the ball hard with those characters. So if this is like a way to make it better, cool, but again, I don't know why Legend is basically Decade. Okay, I think I got everything I need. Do I want to put the floaty on her? Nah, because I don't want to distract from the character too much. Plus, I can always just use that as a thing for later. Like an accessory for later. Okay. So let's move her over. I know there's gonna be a lot of empty space, but I'm trying to take trading cards into account. So that way, if I use it, is this pink? Yes, it is. Okay, I was curious. She looks cute. Could see her being like a lifeguard. And she just doesn't wear a top because there's nothing to see. She doesn't have like nips or anything. Maybe that might annoy her every once in a while. Because like maybe there'll be like 2 lifeguards. One's all busty and then the other one's her. And then she's like really good at her job and the busty one's like pretty ditzy or something. And so most would probably want to be saved by the busty one, but then she's like, no, you idiot. Or like the busty one is all like, I don't know, I just put something like, no, it'll mess up my hair. She's like, why are you a lifeguard anyway? It's like, why are you a lifeguard if you don't want to get wet? And then I don't know, maybe if like if I did like a short comic, it would end with like her asking like, "How the hell did you get this job anyway?" That the bimbo will probably just just be super blunt, just like, "Oh, I had sex with the recruiter or whatever," and she'd be like, "Of course you did." Nights has such good music. Why did that happen? I know, right? But that's okay, flat justice. Ko's got a fatter ass too. Ko's got a lot going on for her. I could totally see Ko and her interacting, and Ko just uses like, well, Ko's got a bigger butt and bigger boobs, so Ko will get more mates. And she'll be like, God damn it. But then eventually she'll come across people who are into flat chests. Maybe do some risque art of her with like sushi on her chest. And have like a character just eating off of her chest for like whatever reason. Kinda like the Rayman meme that's going on. But that's okay, she's a good lifeguard. to her spikes. Or patterns, whatever these are. Scales. Thought I got the ones on her face. At some point I'll make like a short stack pack. Get all the short characters and flat characters. Or characters that are bottom heavy. Short and bottom heavy. Can always split them off into different categories. Have ones that are just short, ones that are short and bottom heavy, ones that are just flat only, which would include Kiwi in that set because Kiwi's flat justice as well. Kiwi be like, oh, thanks for that acknowledgement. I just realized I was waiting for a particular song to come up, and I was like, oh wait, that's from Sonic Colors, because it almost sounds like a night song. Her name is Bervy. B-E-R-V-Y. Bervy Gudar. G-U-D-A-R. If there was any meaning behind her name, I have long since forgotten. I think I just picked whatever sounded cool, sounded good to me. I don't think I really have any meanings for most names anyway. It's like, does this sound cool? Yeah, then do it. I like Riala. Riala is a good theme. I like the fact that Knights is technically supposed to be an evil character, since he's a Nightmarian. And Riala is kinda his replacement or brother. Then again, Knights is supposed to be androgynous. But Riala is definitely more masculine. But probably androgynous too, who knows. Haven't really thought too much about it. And then of course Wiseman has a really fun design. Kinda want the claws to match the horns. Or, yeah, I'll probably do that. So I'm gonna ignore the yellow. Hang on. Let me just color this in and we can experiment. I might let you guys decide. Okay, so here are the colors of her horns and claws currently, but I'm willing to change them to yellow. So what do you think looks better? Yellow or the green? I think the yellow stands out just a little bit more, but green kind of fits the flow of the character. Because it's mostly basing off of like the horns and then the bottom claws. But they're kind of, but it's kind of weird for them to be mismatched. So I want them to be uniformed. So I'm debating on if they should be yellow or green. I want to say yellow fits better. But that's my initial thought at the moment. I think for now I'll go with yellow. I think yellow seems to be better. Oh, that got weird. That is the sign that I should save. Ooh, I remember this song. Is this the same color? Just put it like this thing. light swimsuit bottoms. She can wear something that's more lifeguardy whenever I use her. Up a bit. And I think I will call that for tonight. I'll probably finish her up a little later while I work on other stuff to hurry up and finish up. I will be working on comic stuff either tonight or tomorrow, but definitely want to get that stuff pushed out. and then we'll see what the other poll winners and all that. And I'll be sure to put up Ask the Cast, and I'll give that a time limit till like Friday, so that way that one should be good. Thank you. Yeah, I like the way this came out. Wanted to keep her look while still stylizing her a bit, and then try to, you know, make sense of however her head was and all that stuff. But yeah, basically just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Try to crank out more stuff. Definitely gonna stream again tomorrow night. Like I said, probably next week I'll try streaming in the afternoon as well. So I want to say maybe Wednesdays can try that out because I don't want to overdo it. But yeah, I know I need more cobalts. But yeah, I could totally see her just like have her and Ko in like random pictures, just kind of bickering or even getting along, just hanging out. Like maybe Ko doesn't understand something that's simple to Bervy, or you know, Ko just teasing Bervy because Bervy's flat. But yeah, just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So have a good night, and I will also I'll put up the Chica and the Gretchen stuff tomorrow, so that way it's out in the afternoon, at least on my time zone, or morning on my time zone and all that. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. So you guys have a good day / night, and you guys take care. All right, bye bye.